Hey everyone, how you doing? Imran Sadiq Web Squadron. This is a bit of an impromptu live. I just thought, let me just go live. Normally, I like to go live on Wednesdays, but didn't do it last week, and I wasn't planning on doing it today either, just because my son is out. And when your son is at home, because it's the summer school holidays, and you get a day, like very rarely, this is actually the second day kind of where he's not at home for the bulk of the day. You got to make the most of it. So I got 5 videos recorded earlier and edited. I just got to sort out the uploading and all of that. But it's a massive, massive thing for me to be able to get some time back. And anyone who has kids at home, and like I'm more of a stay at home dad now, and I have been for quite a while. I have to handle and manage a lot of things. Hey Rajat, hey Webrizer, hey Abias, how are you all doing? That is true, Rajat. I've not seen you for a while. I restarted the live chats, I think 2 months ago. Might have been less than that. But yeah, not seen you for a while. Hope you're okay. Benisi, I'm okay. Sasha, how you all doing? There is no real agenda or topic, but it's just kind of a live chat, just to kind of talk to some of you about what kind of problems or what kind of things are on your mind. I hope you've enjoyed some of the videos I have put out. By the way, do let me know if the sound is or the quality of the audio is not very good. Hey, old fat trucker from the USA. I do find that by doing the live chats at a later time, it's more accessible for people in the United States. Because previously, when I used to do them, it'd be like 5, 6 in the morning, which was a little bit unfair for a little bit or a lot of people. Web dev and blogging arcade, how you doing? I'm doing fine. I'm feeling a little bit tired and exhausted, but I'm kind of doing fine. And the reason why I'm looking at my watch is because for the last 4 days, I've been hitting over 2,000 calories burned a day. I think it was on Sunday, might have been Saturday. I hit 2,600 calories burned with my stepper that I step on when I'm working over here. Anyway, hey Mark Harris, how you doing? Webrizer. The last 3 months you've been very, very busy with wedding photography. What are the biggest news developments I've missed? I wouldn't say there's any major developments other than, a lot of plugins or themes have increased their prices quite a bit. And there's a lot of arguments about how much do you pay for a theme or a plugin. My opinion, and I am going to do a video on this, is that if paying a premium means that you can get things done in a more efficient manner, and you're not having to use loads of free add-ons, because sometimes you can overdo it with too many add-ons. I say just pay for the premium or the plugin, the extra upgrade, to make your job more efficient. Um, fat old fat trucker. Are you actually fat and are you old? Have you had issues with Elemental Pro not always showing C? No, I haven't. I've not had that issue. Do you want to elaborate a bit more on that? Abias, while using that emoji in place of icon, it's not showing in the right. This could be your e icon. So have you said don't load font awesome? So you may need to preload certain e icons. Go to ChatGPT, tell it you're using Elementor, and say, hey, give me a bit of code. I've got a code snippet on how you can preload e icons. Go to my website, learn.websquadron.co.uk. There's a code snippet for that, and it will preload the e icon. That might be what you need. But if you don't want to get it there, just jump over to ChatGPT. Hey, did you see the news about Gemini AI? It's going to have better voice control. I mean, ChatGPT has it, but I look forward to the day where I can just have my phone like that, obviously connected to charging, and I can just fire off a question and it talks back to you. You can have wonderful conversations. Web dev. Well, I mean, look. Let me show you what I've done today. Okay, and remember, I'm at my desk. I'm not using a treadmill. I've just got a stepper. All right, and it's a silent stepper. And when I say silent, it is kick-ass silent, right? So this is today. Okay, I'm going to try and hopefully make that a bit clearer. So that is what I have done. There we go. That's what I've done today. 42 kilometers, or 42,000. No, 42 kilometers, sorry. Nearly 45,000 steps and 2,167 calories, right? We work, we spend so much time sat on our asses. We do, right? You know, we're sat at our desk and we're working and we eat and we drink and we do other stuff, but we're sat at our desk. So it's good to get a bit of exercise in as well. Web dev, how do you deal with uploading pressure? And what about the quality versus there is no pressure. There's no pressure on me to do as many YouTube videos as I do. I do them because I find solutions. So yesterday I found a solution for a call to action. I've got them over here in my list, what I've just done. Let me just move it. Call to action background image, cropping images on the fly, Ken image zooming effects with different slide and zoom in for your loop grid as well. Chevrons being sliced off. I find solutions. So I want to get a video done because that problem exists now and it may exist going into the future. And maybe it's a problem that's been around for a while. So I want to get them out there. So I usually record Monday, Wednesday mornings, and if you know what you're doing and you've prepped, in 1 hour, you could get maybe one video done or 5 videos done. And then you then spend a bit of time editing and then uploading and all of that. So when it comes to like handling the pressure, it's down on, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? Do you want to just do a little or do you want to do a lot? Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. Do I have a web design training online? Yes, I do. Learn.websquadron.co.uk. I'm surprised you even asked that question. Like, I advertise it like on all the videos. It's in the video descriptions and at the end of the videos. Learn.websquadron.co.uk. NJ Web Designing, how to manage clients. Tell us what you're doing that's not working, because obviously you must have a bit of an issue. You could use Atarim. You could use onboarding templates. I sell my onboarding technique for $1. Go to learn.websquadron.co.uk. On the homepage, you will see the $1 onboarding pack, and you will be fine. You're making CSS in the editor, the hello theme. Sometimes it won't show. Yeah, it won't. It won't show in the site settings because it's done in the hello theme, but it should show inside of Elementor, unless you need to use like exclamation mark important. It very much depends on what you're doing and what the style is. The matrix scroll didn't work on your background. No, you know what it is, Keys? This runs for about a minute. And then what happens is this one is just like it's just like static images go and they just scroll up. It's not meant to be smooth, by the way. It's like a stutter effect. I wanted to go for a stutter effect. And after 1 minute, it will freeze before it loops. It's really annoying, but it freezes for about 3 seconds and then it re-loops. You'll see it in a moment. It will freeze after a minute. And then it re-loops for a minute. And then it freezes. And then it re-loops. So you'll notice that in a moment. Are you eating? No, I'm in a massive calorie deficit, Mark. So I've upped my game because I do eat a lot of like meat and protein, and I can't help it. But like I've just eaten a Snickers ice cream, and Snickers ice cream. I can't remember. It's written on the packet, on the box. But this is good, right? When you have like a shit day, this makes your day worth it, right? I'm telling you, right? I just threw the packet like that across the screen, like shh. But yeah, so I try to keep my eating, well, in a day, I try to make sure I do not consume more than 1,500 calories. If I can get less than that to 1,000, I will, but give or take. So I like to burn a lot more. Keys and Coffee just came in and thought that was a neat new site tracking plugin. I'm just going to quickly scroll down the comments. Speaking of image, I found a nice code, adding a watermark. Um, right, Mbenosi, how do you use Facebook ads to get clients? Well, you got to create an appealing advert with images or video or an animated GIF. And then you've got to, what you've got to do is say what makes you different. Think of it like a headline on a hero banner. What are you going to do? Who's it for? And what's the major benefit, right? Because let's say I want to hire an architect, and I open 5 architect websites, and they're all open on my screen, and I'm going to decide who am I going to contact, who do I like, who do I don't like. The one that's got a killer headline that says this is for me, and this is what they do, and this is what I get out of it. Like, I'm going to go, whoa, this is value for money, or whoa, they are amazing. Look at the designs they do. Hero headline, right? It's got to be appealing. It's got to tick the boxes. That's kind of what your advert's got to do. Otherwise, it's just another advert. Fabric texture. Can you explain the content security policy over a security plugin? I'm not a security expert. However, I'm pretty sure I put something up about this in the Web Squadron Facebook group not too long ago. I wrote something about the content security policy, so I may have to dig that out. Is there a way to add 2 or more triggers in one button? Well, let's think about this. How would you define or distinguish between the 2 triggers? Because you're going to click it. So how would the system know that there's a second action? Unless you're going to say send and you're going to have a redirect as well. So can you clarify that a bit more? Can you suggest some plugin? My client wants a website in which coaches and students can register and have different dashboard coaches can take live sessions. Well, okay, Hamza, I'm not going to mention any in particular because the specifics and the features are very different. And just because you've said that, what I recommend you do is go to ChatGPT and your exact question, you paste that into ChatGPT and it's going to chuck out a shitload of answers and you get to pick from there. By the way, don't forget to smash the like button if you have not smashed the like button already. Do you know something, Mark? Great to have you here, by the way. And I was actually watching a replay of your video you did the other day about, the mistakes of website agency. Really good. I'm actually going to get rid of these, believe it or not, because one of the problems I have is that I always have to sit in a. I've just had the doorbell. Can you just give me like 10 seconds? Hold on. Yo, I'm back. Yeah, that was Amazon. Anyway, whenever I turn on my camera, I have to sit here because I've got to have, the camera, all of that's got to be like horizontally aligned. If I decide I want to sit over here, like down here, and I want to move the camera, all of that, the way it works with perspective, that will now suddenly become like that or like that or whatever. And it annoys me. And also the lamp, can you see that reflection right there? It's flipping annoying. And if I want to get the light to be more on me, then I'll get a big reflection over here. You can just see a bit of it there. Annoys me because annoys me anyway. Kesar, I am a beginner, so please help in the following. I want to add a custom footer using Elementor. Well, you got to get Elementor Pro and you got to get an Elementor template. Where I select customize the header gone. I got a template as well. Okay. So are you using the header and footer that came with a template? Or do you want to build your own? Because they're 2 different things. Let me just quickly snip down. Abias, I'll make sure I'll clarify that. I'll add it to the Web Squadron Facebook group later on today. Okay, so just bear with me on that. Robert Warner, is it possible to have a remote submit button for Elementor Forms? What do you mean by remote submit button? Because my understanding when I see that is, are you expecting, well, it means that it's not on the site. It means it's elsewhere. When I think of remote, I think of it's elsewhere. So when you say remote, is it that you want the button to be on another page and then that would then send a form that's on another page as well? So what's the connection we've got going on there? Do you think we should make the 4.0 page more creativity? Well, it's up to you. I couldn't give two shits about 404 pages. When I see a 404 page, I either go to the home page or I check my address or I go elsewhere. I see 404 pages that are really animated really well. You know, they're singing and dancing, a bit like the dancing baby from Ally McBeal. Do you remember that? Anyone who watches Ally McBeal in the late 90s, you'll know what I mean. It was all over the internet, or every website used to have this animated dancing baby gif. Um, I, 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 I don't care for it really, and I would say, I better to spend more time on your SEO and improving your website and marketing than too much time on a 404. 404 is just a 404. Hey, you come to the wrong page, you know, click, go back to the home page or automatic redirect. So I would say don't overdo it too much kind of thing. Old fat trucker, my pricing attitude changed, reduced my workload. No, that's okay. I can tell you now that I can tell you, okay, look, let me be really brutally honest with you, okay? A company has come to me and said, hey, we'll sponsor some of your videos. Great. I told them the price. Great. They then sent me loads of forms and a W9 form and this form and that form. And I'm like, if you're not just going to pay me and I've got to complete all of these vendor permission forms, I lose interest. That means I'm going to lose income because of something so simple. I've just like thrown my toys out the pram. But you know what? I can do that. When you're a freelancer or an entrepreneur or a business, you can do what you want to do that you enjoy rather than what someone else tells you to do. And even when someone comes in through the door, whether it's a company, a client, an existing customer, whatever, you don't have to jump to their tune, right? Otherwise, why are you self-employed? Because you want to be in control over when you wake up, what you do, and how you do it. So I am brutally honest here, okay? A very well-known company about a year, no, not a year and a half ago. Let me get it right. Where are we now? We are in August. So 9 months ago, a very well-known company wanted to employ me to do videos for their SEO tool. All right, that's all I'm going to say. And they were going to pay a lot of money. All right. To give you an example, it would have been double what my current monthly income is just to do what they want. So I could stop doing everything else and just do them. The trouble is that there were so many extra things that I felt that I would have to do that I wouldn't have time to do anything else. And I was like, forget it. I love doing what I do. I don't care what you throw at me or what money you give through the door. I'm going to stay in control. So yeah, do what you want to do. Video boy, do you have any suggestions on ways to separate sections other than changing the background color? Yes and no. Okay. So background color is the simplest. Your background color can be subtle. You don't have to go black, white, black, white. You can go from white to a subtle gray, just off white. So it breaks it up, but it's not like a hard contrast change. You could also change the content. So if you've got text and image, maybe this section is text, but it's center aligned, like it's a headline. You could drop in an icon. There's ways you can break things up, and white breathing space, you know, to space things out is the greatest trick in breaking things up without having to shove in another color. Hey Pierre, how you doing from Paris? Hope you're okay. Did you attend the Olympics? Did you like any events, or how was it for you? Admin site enhancements has a 404 redirect homepage. Exactly. And I often find that on lots of websites, it's easier just to redirect, but do watch out for that because sometimes it can affect your rankings if you've got too many 404 pages redirecting. Google don't like that. And also, there is a danger again that if you've got an old Facebook post or a Twitter post and the URL, or a blog post and the URL is now dead and it redirects whatever, but people are still clicking that, that can use up a lot of resources on your hosting side and from the Google. I'm not explaining this very well, but you want to be careful. So the minute you know you're getting 404s and like loads of them are going to a really old post, go and, I don't know, sort it out. Maybe it's a canonical tag or something, but go and sort it out. SEO is what I'm working, experimenting. Yeah. I mean, look, rank math are great. Rank math are not perfect. Okay, let me be clear here, right? I do prefer rank math way more than Yoast. I remember when I was telling people, you're better off using rank math, and they were like, "Yeah, but Yoast are more popular." I was like, the only reason you keep hearing about Yoast is because they went on a major marketing offensive in, I think it was 2022. They were everywhere. Podcasts, interviews, blog posts, they were everywhere. And that's because they realized in 2022, no, I think it was 2021. It might have been 2021 or 2022, because Rank Math was quite new at around the time of 2020. It was still relatively new and gaining traction. And then Yoast went on the offensive. I'm pretty sure it's 2021. And people heard about Yoast everywhere. And I was like, yeah, they've been around. They're on a marketing offensive. That doesn't mean they're better. Okay, let's get back to the questions. Old Fat Trucker, I see that you're working with Elementor Pro Forms. I have. WP Forms were fine. WS Forms miles better. But and you'll appreciate this about me and the way I like to work is, do I need to use WS Forms? So that's the big question. Are the forms that I'm going to be building for my clients, or what my client needs, or what I need, with Elementor or Bricks, or you could even just use Gutenberg, are what you do there, probably not Gutenberg, but are what you do there enough? And if what you do there is enough, why would you need anything else? Right? So nothing against WS Forms or anything like that, but I have played with them. But I find that what I got is sufficient enough, so I don't need to go elsewhere. Didn't I have a video short with your studio? Yeah, look, did you notice the freeze just then? There's a momentary freeze and then it reloops. I did. I'm planning another one pretty soon. Well, when I say soon, I will be doing another one in about probably end of September, because this is all going to get changed. And the reason it's going to get changed is because my big double window over there is going to get knocked out, turned into French doors. That's going to lead out into a side entrance into the garden down there. And because of that, I'm going to rejig this layout a little bit. And I will be getting rid of these, because I feel like, I don't know, they're more of a headache than a good thing because of the way I've got to perspectively position the camera and everything to make sure they are dead on. Jaganraj, how you doing? Do you suggest some tools or method to customize the WordPress admin page? Hey, code snippets, admin site enhancement plugin, you can use that. But code snippets and stuff, you could say, I want to do this, and it might give you a snippet. Be careful though, because remember, this is the WordPress admin page, and if you muck it up, it could be a bad thing. So always take a backup. Don't just take a backup, by the way, right? You got your host, maybe got a backup. You could take a backup. I take one every day that sends my websites to OneDrive. I prefer that than Google and Dropbox. and it maintains the latest 3 days, so it deletes anything that's older than 3 days. All in one migration, so you can again take a copy and stick it onto your hard drive. So be very, very careful with what you do. Robert's question about the remote submit button, meaning submit is triggered by a separate element. I've never looked into that. But I bet if you went to ChatGPT and you said, I've got an Elemental form and I'm going to create a button or a text or a link or something, and the ID for that other button will be Robert. How can I ensure that when you click that, it submits the form? Um, Obviously, you want to make sure they're on the same page, and it will either give you some HTML, some script you can stick into HTML, drop on the page. So I bet there's a way to do it. I've never had a need to do that. There must be a reason you're doing that, though. And I would then argue why. Is it because you got the form fields? Then you're going to add loads of extra stuff in, and then you're going to have the button. Because by having the extra stuff in, you want to hide the original button and have a new one in. But could the stuff you're adding in have been added via the Elemental HTML field? Because you get HTML fields inside the Elemental form. So if you were adding in an extra image or an extra bit of detail or text or a PDF or whatever, you could have done it there. So, have a think about what is the purpose and the reason you are doing that. Keep inspiring. I try. It's not easy, okay? All right. Some of those, I'm not going to say everyone, but some of us do work really hard, prepping, experimenting, testing, come up with a solution. The videos I've done about calculated logic, they took a long time for me to get it to do what I wanted it to do. And when you look at the code, you're going to go, it ain't that difficult. But it took a lot of prep. And then you put it out there. And then, some people like it and some people don't like it. Or some people say that's good, but it's not enough. And you could have done this and you could have done that. Or I need you to do X, Y, Z. And I often go, well, you've got my code. Go in, elaborate on it, evolve it. You know, I'm not overprotective of the code. If you feel like you can make it better, go and make it better. But what I've done is given you the foundation. I've given you something you can build on. Because before you were just going to Reddit, can't find the answer. Oh, I'll go to this forum, can't find the answer. Oh, I'll go over here, can't find the answer. Or you tried some AI, but it was very complex. I've now given you the foundation. So I always say, use it. Hey, John, how you doing? So yeah, I mean, it's in fact, I'll touch on that point because it was something that kind of touched a sore nerve with me today, and it has in recent times. So, in the last, I would say, I'm just checking the date, in the last 5 or 6 weeks, I've put out quite a few videos where I feel like they are game changers. One was the use of custom colors in your CSS, and now I've given you a sanitized way of doing it, and I think it's a game changer, in my opinion. The light and dark toggle that you can now do and apply to any website. All right, it's a bit of HTML, it's a bit of JavaScript. You can apply it anywhere. All right, don't just because I use it in Elementor doesn't mean you can't use it in bricks or breakdance or anywhere else. Okay, and then yesterday and today and Monday and whenever I did it, calculated logic. Right? Normally, everyone goes to a third-party plugin. Now you can do basic, more intricate. You can even have a pay with PayPal button in the friggin' Elementor form that just opens the world with what you can do, right? But you know what? There were some that always have to say, there's a problem. And when I say problem, there isn't a problem. It's just that it doesn't tick all the boxes. All right. Maybe from I'm not going to go into detail, but from a certain point of view, it doesn't tick all the boxes. And I quite frankly think, get a friggin' life, okay? I have like sacrificed time and effort to come up with something that no one else had done. Not because they couldn't, but because they probably didn't put the time in. And I say that you got the foundations, you want to make it better, go and make it better. Be my flipping guest. And yes, this is another one. So I found a solution. I literally inspected the Viewbox, it's known as Viewbox for the chevron, was 571. It needed to be, I think it was 679. It was 571.4. This is how I remember it. And it was meant to be 679. And I messed around and I found out just do the overflow is visible, and it worked. And that's all we had to do. That's all we had to do. And it's been a problem for a while that Elementor haven't addressed. Again, I put the video out there. There may be a better way to implement it, but now I've let them know, look, this is a problem. This is how you solve it, okay? And there was a proper video coming out about that on Friday with regards to the chevron. Crow West, will I be making videos about GSAP? I'm not an expert on GSAP. I'm not. Andrea is a brilliant expert on GSAP. Go and look at her videos. I've never claimed to be an expert on GSAP. The reason why I've never delved into it massively deep is because my clients have never needed it. I don't even need it for my own websites and stuff. So I have so much stuff I want to do and achieve and build on. So spending time on learning that could be a bit of a time conflict of interest for me at the moment. Exactly, Keys. I think it's like I would love to create solutions that tick every SEO box, every accessibility box, every builder's dream box. I would love to do all of that. I would love to be concise. I would love to create things that are evergreen, that last. I would love to build videos that get 1 million views in the first 24 hours. But we can only ever do what we do. And I like to think that is, I think I'm doing pretty good on that. Can I get some ideas about font pairing for font pairing for a website? Go to fontjoy.com. One word, fontjoy. I don't know why I say it like that because it's one word. Fontjoy, no space. Fontjoy.com. Go over there and you will be sorting yourself out with some pairing ideas. It's not the greatest, but it's definitely easy and good to work with. Tasneem, I placed a WooCommerce checkout widget in the Elementor pop-up, but WooCommerce won't allow a pop-up to be used as a checkout. Yeah, it won't like that. It's all to do with the webhooks and endpoints and whatever they're called and all of that. Out of interest, why are you doing it as a pop-up? Is it that you want to be able to are you just selling one item, multiple items? Does it have to be a pop-up? Have you checked with ChatGPT? I kid you not. The amount of questions I see on the Elementor forum group, on the WP Tuts group, on the Web Squadron group, on loads of different groups, and the question, I can pick it up, the exact question, I can stick it in ChatGPT or another AI, and it will give me a reasonable answer. I might prompt it a bit more. I might look at the answer and go, nah, I'm not too convinced by that. And then I won't go any further. But 9 times out of 10, I'm just trying to find my cleaner for my glasses. You will find a reasonable answer. And what you then do, what I then do is I reword it and I'll add that back in as an answer or reply. Or I let them know, look, this is straight from ChatGPT. Take a backup and test it out. And I really struggle with this. And I've mentioned this in a live chat before. And if I talk too fast, just slow down the video, all right? I'm going to carry on doing what I do. But, 25 years ago, I have a question and there's no one else who can answer it near me. I went to a library, right? You went to a library 25, 26, 27 years ago, right? Fast forward or 20 odd years ago, 25 years ago. I'm getting my dates wrong here now. 25, 26 years ago. You have a question, you go online. You still had to go library for lots of stuff still. Even then, internet was still in its infancy. 3 years ago, up to 3 years ago, you got a question, you go on to Google, you go to Reddit, you go to a forum, you ask people, right? In the last year and a half or 2 years, we've had AI explosion. I still cannot quite understand why some questions, and I'm not having a dig at anyone here, okay? It's good to ask in live chats and stuff. Why are you not posting everything you're writing into ChatGPT 4.0, Claude Monet, whatever, right? Gemini, why are you not doing that? And you might say, yeah, but we want to know what you think. Yeah, that's great, but you're going to get a richer answer that you can prompt and delve and dig deeper over there. So you could ask me, and I might go, I don't know. Well, I might tell you what I think, but that might not be what you want. And then I'm going to move on to another question. You're going to go, oh, what did he say and what did he mean? You got ChatGPT. A lot of questions being, I've had some emails, I kid you not. Last night, someone sent me an email about Elemental Forms, MailChimp, but they didn't want to use MailChimp and they wanted to do something else and it had to hit these 3 things. And I was like, what the heck? I don't know. So I stuck it in ChatGPT. It read it, came up with a solution. I read it and thought, this sounds reasonable. I just sent it back to them and go, here you go, try this, take a backup, try it out. I can't help you any further because I'm not an expert on this. But rather than relying on people, which was okay in the past, but for a lot of questions now, you can actually help yourself out a lot. ChatGPT is great with code. Exactly. I mean, everything I've done with the elemental calculated logic came from there, right? I had the idea. It gave me a solution. I then developed it until I got to what I wanted. And once I got the first code, I said, right, let's use that. But now let's tinker with it. And it got it wrong. And we tinkered again and tinkered again. And then we got another bit done. And then we moved on and moved on. The PayPal bit was a pain in the ass because it did it, but it didn't do another bit or it undid something else. And I had to kind of start getting it to think more logically. And I'm really proud of the code we got together there because I feel like now you could sell products just using Elemental Form. And if you've got a very basic product line, like you're selling some products and you're not overly worried about too many variations and, whatevers, you could technically sell products with Elemental Form and PayPal without using WooCommerce. Because I know people who are only selling one thing and they got WooCommerce because that's what everyone says you got to use. So they go and use WooCommerce for one thing. So potential opportunities for you to do. Mark Harris says, I'm gonna read it like how Mark would say it. Hey Imran, I'm really thirsty. Can I have a drink? Imran gives me Pepsi Max. Oh no, I want Vimto. You solved the problem, but that's like, yeah, that's kind of it, Mark. That's kind of it. And I get a little bit wound up when I just get wound up because quite frankly, okay, and I'm gonna be really friggin' blunt here now. By the way, the cover art for today is the Rant, okay? I'm gonna be really honest here. Don't tell me, right? The font on here, look at the packaging, is brilliant for SEO or brilliantly accessible. Don't tell me the font on everything I see, all of my devices, all of this, the ink on my friggin' pen. Oh, look at this. Look at the contrast on that. It's pretty, I mean, you're going to say that's bright enough. No, it's not. It's pretty dark from where I am, okay? Oh, what about the wording on here in this design? Where's the alt image description for this pen? Where is it? Oh, I can't screen read that now. Friggin' heck. Give me a break, all right? Just give me a break. And that's how I feel sometimes about certain things. Nothing in this world is perfect. we can try to make things better, but if you're going to live your life where you just walk around and go, you're missing a comma, that lettering's not big enough, that step is not high enough. Nothing is perfect, okay? And I wish it was in the world, but we have to understand that when some of us work our socks off to do shit, don't shit on us. Because when you shit on us and we've done shit, you just create a pile of shit, like proper shit emoji kind of thing. Old Fat Trucker, you're doing great digging into Elementor. No, sorry, Old Fat Trucker. I didn't mean you were. No, sorry, no, I didn't mean it like that. What I meant was, I've not really. It's one of the reasons I've not delved into GSAP. I haven't had a burning need to go for it. Raptor Crate, any thoughts on North Commerce? No, mainly because it's quite expensive, and unless I needed to use it, or they were going to give me a free copy or license to play around with it, I'm not planning to investigate or spend any videos on it, that kind of thing. Ian Lou, what's a library? What's a library? Now, Eden. Eden is from the Reincubate Camo team. I still use Reincubate Camo, by the way. This is all Reincubate Camo. I'm not gonna lie, and Eden might not like me saying this. I do still keep a lookout for alternate solutions. Maybe there is something that's even better, and it still hasn't come. Insta360, nope. The new OBS bots, Tinies, and all of them, nope. The new Logitech, not the Logitech, the Logitech Brios, nope. None of them. None of them come even close, all right? There's other iPhone apps, True Visage. There's an OBS camera app. There's an Elgato one. There's the Stream app you can connect to your phone. None of them come close to what you get with out of your iPhone camera. And before anyone goes, yeah, but then you can't use your phone. There's my phone. Ooh, there's my card. There's my phone. Okay. Right, there's my phone. That's my old phone, or my wife's old phone. It's the iPhone 12 mini. So it's quite old and dated as far as I'm concerned. So rather than just selling it for whatever, just kept it. I use it as an iPhone cam. It's brilliant. Job done. I find, John, though, that when it comes to prompting, you learn. We all remember the very first time we started using ChatGPT? What is the weather today? Sorry, my database only goes up to September 2022. Oh crap, damn. Okay, do you know Imran Sadiq, my name, and it gives you something really old and you go, oh no, that's outdated. And over time, you learn to train it. And even if you don't train it, you learn how to ask a question. So when it came to Elemental Form, rather than me saying, how do I do calculated logic? I said, I've got an Elemental Form and I will have this field and this is the ID. I will have another field called price and the ID is price. I will have a field called quantity. I want that to be a field that I can increase up and down. I want to be able to show the currency in the result. I want to do this calculation. I want the price field to be non-clickable. And it went away and juk. So when you start to learn what kind of prompts you need to do, you will be amazed at the answers you get. And I feel like that kind of thinking is a little bit like web design as well. When you talk to a client says, I want a website. What do you do? Just go and build a website. You should now be asking the questions and they feed through to you to get, the right prompt. So, logos, what size logos, what kind of images, stock images, are we going to have a color brand or palette? Do your images match that color palette? Because if your color palette is red and white and your images are blue and purple, can we tone it down? Can we get it to work? Saturate the colors? What are we going to do there? So there's quite a lot of things you got to think about when it comes to that. Yes, and a very good point there by Old Fat Trucker. ChatGPT is fantastic when you do have a bad or poor memory, because you can go back and have a look at stuff. So the steps: how to upload bulk products through CSV. Yeah, WooCommerce. Download WooCommerce, right? The actual plugin. Don't just install it. Download it. Go to woocommerce.com. There will be a CSV products template. You can open it in Excel. You can save it as a CSV. That will give you columns, and you can then import with the images. You put the images in your media library. You put the URL in the CSV form, and it will allow you to upload them all in one go. Like, super way. Hey Paul, how you doing? I'm a bit, do you know what, guys? I'm a little bit late on reading comments. So Paul's probably been here for about 5 hours, and I've just said hi now, kind of thing. Pixel Kit, I have an issue on 2 websites with the slides with the widget, where the second or third slide image shows on first image slide on the right. That sounds to me like you got infinite loop, maybe. So double check that. Because it sounds to me like, you go 1, 2, 3, and then it goes back to 1, 2, 3. So you might want to take away the infinite loop, maybe. That's what I'm thinking anyway. No, it's not actually. No, I haven't even seen. I haven't seen any videos by Kevin in a while. No, this is the Rant is actually on the back of just like me just feeling a little bit dismayed that sometimes when we put in work, there's always an indirect dig that I always think are borderline pathetic, because no one else cares about that, right? And if anyone cares about it, and I'm not going to go into details, then take what I've done, right? I don't own it. It's just code at the end of the day, right? Yeah, I created it with ChatGPT, but take it and evolve it and do what you want with it. What I do when I create solutions, when Mark Harris created the WebP solution, the CSS grid solution, when Paul does stuff as well with how to use ACF or whatever to get fields and all of this, whenever we do anything, you can make it better. You can make it work for you. Andrea did a video today on GSAP highlight text. I did one in a completely different way that does not use GSAP. My way is without GSAP and does what it needs to do. She has a way that uses GSAP and does what it needs to do. You don't like it, you evolve it. But what you don't do is shit on us because, and by the way, I'm not having a go at anyone. I'm just saying, I'm just spewing out my mind. Don't have a go at us for spending the time to give you the starting blocks, because before that, what would you have done? And sometimes by us showing you a way to do it, it makes you now feel inspired, and now you believe, oh, I can do it. I've tried AI. AI says da 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 da. I'm not sure, but now you can see, it is possible. Possible. Therefore, I can do it. Don't know why I put that accent on. I'm not sure what it is. That's right, Mark. That is kind of the truth. But I'm going to scroll down the comments. Aren't you tempted to move behind a paywall to lose the news sayers? Yes, I was a year ago, and then I decided no, and I'll tell you why. It's because I just decided that I have courses, and whether I always felt like if I start putting a paywall up, I might restrict some people from having access to what I do. So I want to be careful with what I do. ChatGPT. I want ChatGPT to add a button that I can slap the eye where it gets stuck on situation. I'm not sure about that one. Hey Raheem, you're right. Raheem's been out all day. So when I said earlier I'm able to get work done when he's not here. Now he's here, which means I'm gonna get nothing done. Are you all right, mate?
Yeah, I might go to bed.
Why? What's wrong? Sorry, we're having a father-son conversation live. We are live right now, broadcasting across the world. Why? What's wrong?
One of our funfair rides really was fast.
Really fast? Which funfair ride was it? Speak to the microphone. Which funfair ride made you feel? The Skyview. Why did you go on the Skyview then?
I liked it.
I'm sure you liked it. If you want to go and lie down, go and lie down. Have some Calpol. Have a drink. I don't know. Go. I don't know. Empty your guts in the toilet if it makes you better. Camo is pretty nice. It is. Camo is really, really good. It's you got to get the pro version, all right? Don't just use the free version. It is super damn good. Do you know what? I'm really slow on the comments. I'm just really slow on the comments here. Google PS. The thing is, though, yeah, the cat can come in if it wants. There's Raheem with his kitten. Guess what the kitten's name is? Yeah, put him down.
Oh God.
The kitten's name is Snickers. Literally, like, that's the name. He picked the name. All right, blame him for it. Okay, mate. I've not had any issues with scores dropping. It could be temporary with your host provider. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit quick. Right. Now, I do have a negative and a positive take on this. The negative thing is that you'd have expected that when you purchase Elementor, you already get Platinum or some form of support. Now, you do get support. Sorry, let me rephrase that. You do already get support. But this is like Platinum, so it's like the higher level. So my negative is that couldn't that have been provided anyway because you pay for Elementor? However, I can kind of understand why they do it. And I'm not trying to defend anyone or start an argument, but the My Listing fee, I think it's $65, $69 a year. Not a year, sorry, a one-off cost to get the theme. If you want to have theme updates and you want to have access to their support ticket system, you have to pay $69 every year. Is it 69 or is it 30 something? I can't remember now, but you got to pay something each year. And you could argue, but if I want to have access to live ticket support system, and they are very good on their ticket system, if you have an issue, they will sometimes log into your website and sort out the problem and tell you what it was. You got to pay yearly. If you don't pay yearly, you miss out on any updates and you won't be part of their ticket system. So I can kind of see from that point of view, maybe that's why Elemental said, if you want that real-time, quick and dirty support network, you got to pay extra for it. But yeah, it's I know it's not it is gonna rub quite a lot of people up the wrong way. Just seeing the comments on here. M Sajad, can you tell me the best plugin for product add-ons like customization radio buttons? Hey, why don't you go to my YouTube channel, which you are on already, go and type radio. Radio kill the radio. Go and type radio, and you will see a video I recently did on how to customize the radio buttons. In fact, I give you 3 different ways you could do it, and you could even use it for WooCommerce variations, like with colors. So if you got color variations for your t-shirts or jeans or whatever, you can now show the color, the actual color, not the word, but the actual color circles. Go and do a search for radio and you will see it, because I don't have that many radio videos out there. That's what you're paying for. That. And let me tell you now, a photo of Verdi in the highest resolution possible, that's worth it, okay? $99 or whatever it is. Do you offer refunds for the information and code you give away? Huh? Do I offer refunds? I wish I was paid more. Yes, so I mean, you might need someone else to have a look at their website, because like there could be something else in play, to be honest, you know. Yes, so it's a sad story because we got 2 kittens about 3 weeks ago, and they had a terminal illness infection. We got them, and we didn't know they already had an infection. I'm really annoyed by the sellers. And unfortunately, the cats both had to be put down after 8 days of owning them. And it was very traumatic for us all, for my son especially. Very, very traumatic for him. Because, yeah, it wasn't great. So I went and took a very bold move and got another kitten from somewhere else 2 days after. And luckily, it's now exactly 2 weeks since we've had this new one, and he's doing really, really well. So it's a big, big thing for him, for us as a family as well, the kitten as well. But yeah, it was a very, it wasn't a very good time because I was kicking myself because I felt like I should have done more, maybe more investigation. I don't know. It was painful. Yeah, you are right though. I do think that I think you're right there though. Pay when you want it. So when you really really want it, maybe you could pay a premium then. That could actually work as well. No, I'm not going to sing anymore, Mark. I'm going to scroll down a lot because I'm really behind on the questions and answers at the moment. Can I have a container with a fixed size with 2 child containers and 50/50, left one restricted? So 1148, 2 child containers that are 50/50, yeah. Left one is restricted by the parent's size, but the right one being full width. I'm not sure I quite get that. I'm trying to get my head around this, okay? The right one is full width. Yes. You could set the first one to be say 200 pixels, and then the other one is full width and it will grow to fill it. I think that's what you mean. I think. Yeah, Keys, it wasn't. It was very, very traumatic. It was traumatic. And they were lovely as well. They were like such 2 cats. And they were all, and what's more heartbreaking is that they were only 13 weeks old, both of them. They were kittens. And it was heartbreaking, because the vet was like, they are not going to make it. They are too far gone. To the point where they did a blood test. One of them had literally black blood. It was so dark. And they were like, they said even if they potentially make it through, they are going to need long-term support. And even then, there's no guarantee of how. And I was like, it's just, and it wasn't great because my son was with me at the time as well, and it was like I had to take him out the room and go, look, they're gonna have to put the kittens down, and he just broke down. And even the staff at the vets, they even said to me afterwards, they haven't seen someone break down like that. He was completely broken, which is why I felt like as a dad and all that, I had to kind of, and he started asking, well, could we get another one? Because it was really hurting him. But anyway, it's not, and even though we got Snickers 2 weeks ago, every day has felt like, has been a worry for him, for us as a family. Every day we are grateful that he's okay. Like, touch wood, no harm, no issues so far. Okay, touch good. He's got his vaccinations. We've got to go back again in next week. I kid you, every day is like, feels like a blessing at the moment. And those 2 kittens, they're buried in our garden next door to my other 2 cats that passed away a couple of years ago, and they lived till they were 19, both of them. Got them together 21 years ago now. And no, 20 years ago, sorry. They were lived to 18, so I got them wrong. It was not 19. They were gonna be 19. But yeah, they're all buried in the same area in the back garden at the moment. And Raheem, my son, nearly every day he still goes out. He goes out and he just sits there and he puts his hand on the little stones we got there where they're buried, and he just puts his hands on there, and you can see he has a little moment kind of thing, you know. Yeah. But yeah, life is not fair. Life is not fair, which is why when someone has a dig at me about videos or something I've done, And I find it so pathetic. It gets me angry because I sort of go, there's worse shit to deal with in this world and this life and the unfairness and whatever. Can't you just give a little bit of gratitude or thanks or happiness? By the way, I'm a bit hungry. And I have so far burned today. And I shared this earlier and I'll share it again because I feel like, so far today I've done 45,000 steps, 43 kilometers, and 2.2208 calories burned. And I'm feeling a little bit peckish at the moment. Right. Okay. It looks like Mark might have understood the question there. So you want one of the child containers to break. You yeah yes and no, bit of margin, I would say just make the first parent container full width and then position them to be where you want them to be positioned with either absolute positioning, right? And then that will be to the edge, right? You could do that. I think I'd need to know exactly what the sizes are, but I'm not going to do it here or now or anything like that. Look, we've been live for 1 hour, 1 minute, and I feel like I'm just going to go check on my son now because he's been out all day and I've kind of got loads of work done. And I've let a little bit of steam off my chest, I think, just because I was in a bit of a mood. I mean, going back to what Paul asked though about the elemental support thing, I think it's I'd be intrigued to know how many people actually take it up. Like how many are actually going to pay $99? And I think we'd need to see some real working examples. We'd have to see some evidence. Like you do this is what you're going to get. As opposed to what you would get if you weren't signed up for it. Does that make sense? So we need to kind of see something like that. Mark has posted in some stuff. I'm not going to test it out, but Pierre, I will be ending the live chat in 2 minutes. So please take note of what Mark is saying. Get screenshots. In fact, just get a screenshot of what he's saying or copy and paste it into Note or Notion or somewhere. The live chat is on replay, so you can, after I end it, go back to the channel, go to the live, and you'll see the chat there. All of the replay chat is available on replay, so you can still see it. Forward the timeline to about now, 1 minute 3, 1 minute 2, 1 minute 1, even just go, sorry, not 1 minute, 1 hour. Go to that, and you'll see these comments over there. Or if you do get stuck, post it in the Web Squadron Facebook group, and someone else, Mark or even me, might pop in there. But take note of what Mark is saying there at the moment. That might help you out or not. In fact, Mark, are you answering the question or are you answering something else? I just realized I feel like Mark might not even be answering your question. I think he is, to be honest, at the moment in time. Can you tell when I'm hungry, I go a bit crazy? I start to just like let go of all of my moral and polite professionalism. And I go into hardcore, the real Imran, the real don't give a shit, the real, and have a laugh. Trust me, you never want to see me drunk. I mean, anyone who's been out with me, they'll tell you I like to have a laugh. I like to be happy. I like to smile. I like to enjoy life, kind of thing. But yes, I am hungry, Keys. You are answering the question, Mark. Just for a moment, Mark, I'm not lying, right? When I saw the bit there with the uh my brain went into meltdown and I thought you were writing a font clamp. And I went, no, it's not a font clamp. He's doing the width. So I just lost it there a little bit. One day, Eden, one day, hopefully, I will get down to London again. And I would love to visit the Reincubate Camo offices just to see your setup. Like the studios where you guys record and do stuff, just because it always looks so intricate kind of thing. And I just love to see how it is. TF Vehicle, I'm about to go off now. Gustavo from Peru, I'm about to go off now. But it's great to see you all there. Yeah, I need to get some calories. And by the way, my calories are mainly going to be either buffalo meat or chicken. Maybe a bit of rice. Oh, I love a bit. Oh, I feel like a lamb biryani now. If I ever go to an Indian restaurant, I am known for being so anal with what I get. It's always a lamb biryani without pistachios or cashew nuts, lamb biryani and sheikh kebabs. That's my takeaway. Oh, and I might have a poppadom, but that's literally all I do. I don't care for anything else. I don't care for sargaloo. I don't want your vindaloo. I don't want your chicken tikka. I don't want your dal. I just want a lamb piping hot lamb biryani that's aromatic. Ooh, it's lifting my belly button. And sheikh kebab. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, Eden? You know when when someone gets lamb biryani in your mind, you can't get rid of it. Once someone says, "Hey, should we go get an Indian?" I'm like, lamb biryani. Yes. Kind of thing. Now, do you know what, KS Striker? I'm gonna say I don't. If someone has, I prefer it when someone else orders the naan. Then I'll have a little bit. I'll tear a bit off. Nice to nibble on, innit? You like that? You like a rabbit? You like this with your naan? You know, that's quite nice. But I won't have a whole one because I'm thinking of the carbohydrates, and the rice itself will have a lot of carbohydrates. But the lamb, which is protein, will hopefully cancel out some of the carbohydrates. So you gotta think about. That's why I go for sheikh kebab, because it's gonna be a lot of protein. There'll be sauces and carbs there, but the bulk of it is protein. The more protein you get in you, the more you can burn off. Okay, I'm gonna shoot off now. He's back. It's like he's been resurrected. What's up, mate? How you feeling now?
I'm feeling fine.
You sure? Did you have a great day today? Hey?
Yeah, we'll talk after the live chat a bit more.
Have you done something wrong?
No.
Have you got yourself into trouble?
No.
Have you run anyone over? Why have you paused? You don't even drive. Have you run someone over? He's run out the room. Has he run someone over? What's going on here? Right, I'm going to have to go check up on him. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Did you see that? We will talk after... When your 9-year-old son says, we will talk after the live chat, you know something serious has gone down now. All right, everyone. I am going to go and check him out. And I'm going to have a lamb biryani tonight.
No, you're not.
Why not?
You're eating the food that we give you.
Have you guys bought something?
No, I've already had my dinner.
So how can I eat what you've bought if you have not bought me something? This equation does not work out.
Potato.
I'm not having jacket potato. You can kiss my ass. I'm not having a jacket potato.
Wait, language.
Language. All I said was kiss my ass.
Okay.
All right. And I expect you to kiss my ass. No, I don't. Okay, everyone. I'm now going to jump off, okay? Quick question. How do you configure the lost password template in Elementor? I did a video on this. Go and check it out. I did a video on this. Go and type password in the videos and you will find a video that tells you how to configure the lost password or reset password page with Elementor. Yeah, go and check it out. Okay. Right. Okay. High five me. You meant to high five me. High five me. God, he's so useless, isn't he?
Thank you.
He's like an omelette without the egg. All right, everyone, I'm crashing out. Say bye-bye, Raheem.
Bye.
We now have to go and have a chat about God knows what. Okay, take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye. Don't forget to hit the like button. And maybe you may want to subscribe as well. And remember, Reincubate Camo. If you want to get your iPhone to use as a webcam, and you can use it for Android, and it works on the Mac and Windows machine as well. And I was not sponsored for saying that.